What's up, friends? Welcome into another game preview episode of the 3Ts podcast. I'm your host, TB. Thank you very much for stopping in and checking out the Week 13 game preview for Bills vs. Steelers, coming at you live Sunday, November 30th at 4:25 from Acrisure Stadium in good old Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, we have a lot to get to, but I always start off with news and notes, and we start with the power rankings. The power rankings are out after 12 weeks, and Bills Mafia. You might not like what you see, but we are plummeting down the rankings with each and every loss, just as I suspected. The kindest publication I found has us as high as 7, but that's it. That's as high as we go. I've seen the Bills plummet as low as 12 on one site. The majority of publications have us sitting right around 8 or 9, meaning that there are a lot of teams that are better than the Bills right now. And I think that notion is completely justified. I tried to pick out the other AFC teams that were ranked consistently ahead of the Bills, and I found 3 of them. Ready? So you got the Denver Broncos, the New England Patriots, and the Indianapolis Colts. So how do we feel about that, Mafia? How are we feeling about the rankings? Now, does it bother you that these 3 teams are ranked ahead consistently of the Bills? Are we worried? Look, I definitely get it, right? I've been one of the biggest critics of this team over the last month or so. If you don't believe me, check out the last episode 31. Actually, 31, and you can see me give a 28-minute rant on this team. But if I'm looking at these 3 teams and I'm trying to be objective about this process, and I ask myself, am I really, really scared of any of these teams? I mean, scared like I don't think we have a chance of beating them if we have to go on the road into their buildings and play these teams. I'm not saying the games are going to be easy, but none of these teams scare me. I'm just not scared of them. I don't know why. Maybe that will change over the next few weeks, but if somehow if the stars align and Joe Brady, of all people, can start to scheme an actual offense, if the offense can somehow, some way get back on track and maybe find some consistency, there's no chance I'm going to be afraid of the Broncos, the Patriots, or the Colts. What else? So on Saturday, November 22nd, Josh Allen became the first player in the history of University of Wyoming football to have his jersey retired. Now, I saw this. I thought it was pretty cool. I know it has no relevance to the upcoming game against the Steelers, but I was trying to find some positive stuff to talk about once in a while with this team. So I figured I would throw this in here. And so there you go. It was nice to see Josh get out to Wyoming for this game, for this home game in front of the fans. He spent a good amount of time pregame just kind of walking around, saying hi, taking pictures, signing autographs. It was good. It was good to see. So I think they definitely appreciated it. It was nice to see him kind of get out of town 2 days after getting pummeled by the Texans defensive end. So there you go. So how about this next story, Mafia? You ready for this one? Recently released Saints wide receiver Brandon Cooks. He spent about a week on the free agent list before being signed by the Buffalo Bills. So he wasn't just signed to the practice squad, mind you. He is actually on the 53-man roster. So welcome, I guess. Welcome. Who are we welcoming? We are welcoming 32-year-old Brandon Cooks, who played 10 games for the Cowboys last year and caught a career low, whopping 26 passes. Yikes. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to make of this, if I'm being honest. Are we thinking that this move somehow shakes up the old needle? And are we thinking this improves the wide receiver room? Now, what just came out literally minutes before I started recording this was the corresponding roster move was to cut Elijah Moore. So he's been on the field, he's been off the field, he's been extremely inconsistent. He's literally done nothing for the Bills since he was signed in the offseason. So Elijah Moore, it's been fun. It's been real. Can't say it's been real fun, but thanks for being a part of the Bills for 12 weeks? So I don't know. Does this move the needle at all? I have no idea. Is he an upgrade to Elijah Moore? Is he an upgrade to Curtis Samuel, who can't stay healthy? Is he better than benched Keon Coleman? I have no freaking clue. No clue at all. And you could look at this and say, well, at least the Bills are trying. Well, if you go back and listen to that rant that I just talked about, you know how I feel about just trying. They just have to go do. I'm sick of the trying. I just need them to do. So I'll reserve judgment on this, but I don't have too high expectations that this is going to be the move that rights the ship. This is still a very underwhelming receiver core, and I just not sure that this is the needle mover some are hoping for or are expecting it to be. But anyway, so if you don't like that one, if you're also one like me who's sick and tired of the Bills constantly going to the well of older ex-Bills past their prime in hopes of, helping the current roster, mostly on the defensive side of the ball, you are not going to like this one because free agent defensive end, none other than Shaq Lawson, who has basically been sitting on his couch for the whole season, was brought into Buffalo on Monday for a workout, and guess what, Mafia? Tuesday, they went ahead and signed him to the practice squad. This will be Lawson's third stint with the team, and I am just so done with this crap. I am so tired of the retread players. They keep coming back. It's just getting so old. Is there no one else, literally no one else out there that we can try, that we can put on the practice squad? Is there no one else we can look at all? No one else. I mean, really, the last time he was on the team, 2023, he played a third of the snaps defensively and was graded as one of the least effective players on the entire defense. Are we going to be okay signing up for that? I mean, I just don't know what is happening. Just because they have this mentality that they need to bring players back simply because they know the system. I mean, what is the system at this point? Can they spell the word Buffalo? Can they spell Bills? What is the criteria? What are we talking about here? Because I'm just so tired of this explanation of, well, they understand the system. Because if that's the case, hey, bring back Leslie Frazier, bring back Ken Dorsey, Cole Beasley, Kyle Williams, Kelvin Benjamin, Jerry Hughes, bring them all back. I don't care anymore. Just bring everybody who's ever put the Bills uniform on. Bring them all back to town. It's just so ridiculous that we have to keep doing this. I don't know. What else in the news and notes? I'm going to end the news and notes on a positive. So here you go, movie fans. If you missed it on Saturday night, the Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story, premiered on the Hallmark Channel just 2 days after getting destroyed by the Texans. So there you go. Apparently there's all sorts of cameos with Bills, new and old, as well as members of the Bills community. So this is going to be watched by me and my wife at some point, and she loves her Hallmark movies. Hopefully she will love this one with the Bills, the Bills love story. I'm not sure how I'm going to view this movie, but yeah, maybe I'll do a special movie review podcast. Maybe not. So, all right, let's move on. Injuries. What are we looking at for the Bills? Buckle up because there's a lot going on. Dalton Kincaid, I don't know. He is still dealing with the hamstring. He's missed the last 2 games. We shall see. It looks like he's going to be a game-time decision. McDermott really isn't making any – he's not really leaning one way or another, but I think it's going to come down to seeing how he handles Thursday, Friday. Just cross your fingers because the offense goes where Kincaid goes. If you look at the percentages when he's on the field, the games he's in, the offense runs much better when he's involved. So just cross your freaking fingers. Who else we got? Christian Benford. He's still dealing with a groin injury. He's been limited. I'm not sure if he's going to suit up. Terrell Bernard, he's dealing with that forearm, that elbow injury. His arm was in a sling after the game, and that did not look good whatsoever. Spencer Brown, this is going to be a big one. He's dealing with that shoulder injury. Here we go with the coaching staff again. I just feel like they wasted so much time waiting to take him out of the game last Thursday. It was just crazy. He couldn't do anything, but he gutted it out. They finally took him out in the fourth quarter, and now it looks like he could potentially be placed on IR, but who knows? They're still debating that one. Maxwell Hairston, he's still in concussion protocol. I bet if I were a betting man, I think he's going to be good to go. Curtis Samuel, tell me if you're shocked. He is game time decision, still dealing with elbow, neck issues. I don't know anymore. Thank goodness Brandon Cooks is in town because, now we have the Curtis Samuel direct replacement. Injuries to look for on the Steelers side of the field. DK Metcalf, he is questionable. They're going to be missing 2 key tackles for them. Offensive tackle Broderick Jones is going to be out, and Derek Harmon for the defensive side, he's going to be out. Alex Highsmith, linebacker, he's questionable, but it looks like Aaron Rodgers, who is dealing with a hand injury. It looks like Mike Tomlin says he should be good to go for the game. I don't know what his limitations are going to be. I know last year Josh was able to handle the hand injury. We shall see if Rodgers is able to do the same. So we'll turn our attention to themes and storylines heading into the game. Number one, can the Bills offense get back to actually protecting Josh Allen? It's no secret he has gotten the crap kicked out of him. He has taken quite a bit of a beating this year. Historically, the offensive line, plus Josh, and the way he has an ability to escape and elude pressures. I mean, combined, they've done a great job keeping him upright, but as of late, this has become a extremely worrisome trend, if you will. So the way I see it, there are three things that need to be tightened up. Number one, the offensive line, obviously. Historically, they played really well, but they have not been locked up at all, as you hope they would be. It's not all their fault when Josh is holding onto the ball way too long, if you ask me. And the third issue is the receivers can't get open. So when Josh doesn't have anyone to throw to and he's running around like crazy, it's only a matter of time before the coverage or for the line to disintegrate and just at some point they're going to get beat. So you can't expect them to hold up for 4, 5, 6 seconds, and let alone 10 seconds, like we saw Allen, run around for 2 weeks ago. So this week's not going to be any different. All three aspects, they all need to tighten it up. Allen needs to get the ball out quick. The line needs to hold up, and the receivers need to get open, because going into Pittsburgh, it's going to be a hostile environment, and it's probably going to be backup right tackle Ryan Vandermark, who is going to go up against elite pass rusher TJ Watt. So yeah, we got to be ready to go. What else? We are looking at a very muddled AFC playoff picture right now. And these two teams, the Bills and the Steelers, they are kind of bringing up the back end of this whole mess of a picture. Right now, the Bills are sitting in the 7th playoff spot. So wild card, and the Steelers are looking right behind them. So if we zoom the camera out a bit, if we look at the whole AFC, I kind of talked about this earlier, but is there anyone that I'm really fearful of playing? We talked about Denver and New England and Indy. I mean, my gut tells me, no, I shouldn't be scared of any of these teams. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm more concerned with the two teams currently behind us than in front of us. So behind us, we have Houston and Kansas City. Houston just showed that they can just whoop our butts up and down the field. In Kansas City, we don't need to talk about that. But the two teams directly in front of us, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the LA Chargers, is anyone really afraid of those two teams? I don't know. I don't think so. Either way, I think this Sunday in Pittsburgh, it's kind of a must game for both Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is fighting for their lives right now at 6-5, and they could be in full desperation mode, and that kind of makes them pretty dangerous. So if they drop to 6-6, I think that they are going to be in real trouble. The one saving grace for us, Bills Mafia, don't worry. The Steelers are still coached by Mike Tomlin, and he is completely unwilling to ever take a single chance in a game. So there you go. X Factors. Do I dare start with the number one X Factor that I've talked about week after week, Joe freaking Brady? By now, it's starting to become something of a running gag with part of this podcast. So sure, I'm going to start yet again. Here you go, Joe. You are on the clock. I have a very hard time believing that your playbook only consists of 5 plays that we have talked about time after time after time after time on the 3Ts. So how about we start to use some of the other plays in that playbook there? Can we possibly do that? Please, just wipe the dust off the other 95% of the playbook and, I don't know, roll the dice. See what happens. I mean, really, what is the harm in trying out new plays? Anything you got. Maybe we can take the car off for a spin, get it out of second gear, open it up a little bit, test out some new stuff. Please, Joe, for the love of God, pay attention to how the game is actually being played in front of you. Pay attention to the flow of the game and be willing to make adjustments as the game is actually happening. If you could do that, that would be great. Thank you. Sincerely, a adoring Buffalo Bills fan. I mean, good Lord, make adjustments. You are on borrowed time here, my friend. So why don't you try to make the most of it? Oh my goodness. Another X factor, defense. Defense, you're up. Do I dare ask for 2 things? Maybe show up and be ready to go in the first 2 quarters of the game. Please, can we show up in the first half and play like we do in the second half? Maybe learn how to make some tackles. The run defense is absolutely putrid, and it wouldn't shock me to see the Steelers completely try to lean into this. Now, they're not a great offensive team by any stretch of the imagination. They're okay at running, and they're slightly less than okay at passing, so I'm not scared of this offense, but they're going to try to run the ball for 60 minutes of this football game. So the Bills defense, it ranks 31st in rushing yards per play. We are giving up 5.3 rushing yards per play. It is insane. And we have also given up 48 rushing plays of 10 yards or more. Think about that. 48 plays involving the other team running the ball for 10 yards or more. That's absolutely brutal. And it absolutely is also attributed to the fact that no one on the team can actually tackle. So I don't care what you need to do. Figure out how to get ready to play football for the first 30 minutes of the game. Change up your warm-ups, put headphones on backwards, change up your music playlist, your pregame meal. I don't know. I don't care. Just figure out whatever you're doing, it's not working, and do the absolute opposite, because the first halves of games have been abysmal. Also, defensively, could we possibly get a pass rush or no? I mean, Greg Rousseau, have you showed up ever in the stat sheet? I'd never hear your name called. You just got paid a ton of money with an extension. Could you please go out and possibly earn any of the money that you are being sent? So Epinesa, also, you've been a ghost the last few weeks. You always do this. You start the season, you come out like gangbusters, and then we don't hear from you for the next 2/3 of the year. And everyone's like, why did we worry about keeping this guy on the team? It's so frustrating. Joey Bosa, while he's not playing great, at least he's given a effort, and he's got one arm, so I don't want to hear what any of the other excuses are. So go make it happen. We need to generate a freaking pass rush. Okay, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I will. If there are points to be scored, please, McDermott, take the points. I've never said this about a Josh Allen-led offense, but I need you to start kicking some field goals. Pittsburgh has not showed that they can boat race a single team on the offensive side of the ball, so we just need to score points. Any points on 75% of the drives? I don't want turnovers. I don't want turnovers on downs. I don't want punts. Kick field goals, because if we kick field goals all day, the Steelers can't beat us. So I've never said this. I probably will never say this again, but I am confident that we can beat the Steelers as long as we score points, any points at all on most drives. All I care about is the dub in this one. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if we look fancy. Look, we can integrate Cooks into the offense in another week. Let's just go out and just get some points and beat the freaking Steelers. Please, for the love of God. Stress meter. Okay, this year has been an absolute roller coaster so far. I started out the year trying to tell myself, if you go back and listen to some of the early pods, one of the main goals I had as a fan was to simply sit back and enjoy the ride. Enjoy watching this team, enjoy watching the players. Well, I can say with 100% honesty that the ride so far, it has not been enjoyable at all. At all. Yes, there were some flashes. The last 2 minutes of the Ravens game, the Chiefs beat down, and then the ability to hang in the game and actually pull away against the Bucs was fun. But I mean, it has not been enjoyable. It's been an absolute roller coaster, and we have spent 85% of the year complaining about everything. So even with the 4-0 start, this team has showed plenty of flaws, and now these flaws are more prominent than ever before. So if every announcer, every talk show, everyone is around the planet is going on whatever platform they have and just ranting about your flaws, you know that they are problems, because if everyone else can point them out and you can't, we need to figure out a way to get up to speed. Buckle up, because I don't think the rest of the season is going to be a enjoyable ride. I think it's pretty freaking bumpy, so just buckle up and get ready for bumpy ride the rest of the way. That being said, I think this is a very important game. I think it's very important and meaningful to the rest of the season. So my stress meter, I would say it's rocking at a 5. It is right down the middle of the meter, and I hope that's where all the Matt Prater field goals will be going this Sunday, right down the middle. So prediction, here we go. The Bills are favored by 4.5 points on the road in Acrisure Stadium in beautiful Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, this Sunday afternoon at 4:25 p.m. Truth be told, I actually really like Pittsburgh. I love the city. I think it's really cool. I do live in Pennsylvania, and if I'm being honest, it's actually one of my favorite big cities to visit because it's not terribly far away. I wish I could be at this game, but I will be traveling home late Sunday after visiting my son, who is currently in the Navy down in sunny Florida. Florida will be much more enjoyable than Northwest PA because Pittsburgh's not going to be sunny at all. The forecast is rain, possibly some snow. We're looking at high of 30, high 30s maybe, and rain and snow mix. It's kind of going to be crappy. So really nice, beautiful Northwest PA weather. At the time I am putting this together, the uniform combo has not been revealed, but I don't care what they're wearing because I don't think it's going to matter. I think we are going to go to Pittsburgh and win what I think is going to be a pretty ugly game. And I think your MVP of the game is going to be Matt Prater. Yeah, so I am sticking with the field goal theme. I think he's going to be the star of the show. I think he kicks 4 field goals. I think he's perfect with his extra points. And I have the Bills winning this one, folks, 26-17. I think they're going to cover the 4.5 points. They're going to move on to 8-4, and they're going to come home to await the Cincinnati Bengals and possibly Joe Burrow's return. We shall see. So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in to the 3Ts. Thanks for checking out this game preview. I hope you enjoy Bills at Steelers on Sunday. And as always, go Bills. I thank you all very, very much. So until next time, whether it's ripping packs, breaking tables, or dropping elbows, keep doing what you love. And as always, go Bills.